Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So in this video we are painting Scar. So for painting I am using acrylic paints and I'm using my pt2 brush here. Now I have sped this up because when I paint in these characters it does take me a bit longer than actually sculpting them out. So all I'm doing is working around that face with this colour of acrylic. So this is a brown mixed with a little bit of a yellow and orange just to give it that colour that I needed for Scar. I have got a picture of Scar in front of me so that I can try and get the colour in the correct places. So I'm just going to brush that on and let you watch at the moment. So once I've finished painting this cheek here on this side, I will stop using this colour at the moment and we will move on to using some black paint. I just like to try and give these paints some time to dry in between working around the face, so I will jump from place to place while I'm doing this. But I'm still using the pt2 brush and I'm just watering that black paint down just so I could get thinner lines when I'm painting, and we're just coming in and painting that Scar just so that it stands right out from that eye. I will also come in and paint the nose, so painting around it and also painting inside those nostrils. I'm also going to paint down the smile line of his face just to make sure that I've got that dark area in it for when I come in and paint the rest, it stands right out. And don't worry if you do try these and you mess up a wee bit, you can always come in and correct it with your paints, so honestly don't worry about that. So these videos aren't like tutorials that I'm doing, it's just showing you how I work. If you want to see this done properly, then I'll put Kirsty Meakin's video in the link again, which I done with the last one. Obviously she's not painted Scar, she's done her leopard, but hers is more of a tutorial than what mine is, so she's probably better to learn from. Anyway, I'm just painting inside those ears with the black as well, so that's just watered right down. I was just using my finger there because a little bit had went too far, so I was just cleaning that up with my finger. And then I cleaned my brush off and I'm coming in with this creamy colour and just working that round the cheeks at the moment. So I'm still using that pt2 brush as well. I quite like this brush because it's got a really good point on it as well. It's quite good for getting fine lines and tidying up areas as well. So once I'm happy with this section, I'm going to go on and use the black again, allowing this paint to dry while I move on to the different section, and we'll just come on and paint the blacks of the eyes. So still using that brush, and I'm just going to paint these little circles on. You could use the dotting tool to do this if you preferred, but I just went in with my brush. And then on the opposite eye I will use a bright yellow colour, because this is Scar's bad eye. So these eyes do glow up in the dark when the lights are out as well, which I thought was pretty cool. So now I'm just painting underneath that jawline, and I'm just using black to do that, and then we're coming up the sides of the face as well. So this black section that I'm doing is going to be the main anyway, and I'll do this around the top of the head as well. So I'm just painting this full black at the moment because I will come in and do fine lines later on. So still using that black watered down paint, I'm just coming in and working around those eyes. So kind of like we're applying his eyeliner. Just darkening up some of those areas so that they stand out more, and his eyes should really pop. And then the same on this frown line, I'm just going to paint around it so that it stands right out from that nail. So then I'll just continue around the face. So I'll be going around the sides of the nose as well, and I'm just adding all these bits of shade in. So I'm just going to let you watch as I work at the moment. So time to allow that to dry, and we're going to move on again. So I'm just tidying up this eye, so I'm just coming in with a brush again, and I'm just working around that black area to tidy that black line. And then coming in and mixing up the brown that I previously used. I'm just making that a shade lighter, a couple of shades lighter, just so that we could add in all this detail around about this scar so that it really does pop. So just using the tip of that brush and dabbing some of that paint around each side of the scar. And then I'll use this paint to add some more areas to around about the whole of the face, just to add those little bits of highlight. So again, using this same colour, I will come in and paint on the bottom of this nail, just to make it look like his body. Once that's been covered, I'll clean off my brush and I'll come back in with the black just at the very top of this nail, and we're just going to cover that whole area up right to the cuticle. So as I mentioned before, I am looking at a photo of Scar at the moment while I'm painting this, and I didn't feel that his mane was big enough at the front, like underneath his chin, so I am coming in with that black and just making it big enough so that it looks sort of the same as what is in the photo. Obviously it won't be perfect, but I wanted it to look as good as possible, so I'm just coming in and dabbing that on. And then I will come in and add on those little dots on his face where his whiskers are going to come out. So still using that brush and the watered down black and just dabbing on some random dots on both sides of his face. So with that brown that I'd mixed up, I'm coming in, it has got a little shade lighter, and I have really watered this down. Now I've watered this down quite a bit so that when I'm doing these little fine strokes it looks like little hairlines, to make it look like his fur, and I'm just brushing that on. As I said, this has been sped up, I don't actually work this quick, but I wish I could sometimes. So just brushing that on all over the place. Again, don't worry if you make a wee mistake, it's easily fixed, you just come in with some more paint. You could just come in when you're sculpting this out and use the colours in acrylic instead of having to paint it, but I just done it this way because I just feel that not everybody has every single colour of acrylic, and I prefer painting it because I like it better this way. I find it more enjoyable to do so. So we're just continuing on with those fine lines, and I do come in and change up the colour. So now I'm going in with some blue and black and mixing that, because obviously the mane is black. I wanted this to look like a mane and add on all those lines as well, so you wouldn't see it if I just went in with black. So I've mixed up this blue black so that you can see all the different shades, and I'm just drawing on all those fine lines. So I'm just going to let you watch while I work at the moment. Once I've finished with that blue black, I will come in with that creamy white colour that is on his face and just add on some more fine lines to that top section and then around about his mouth as well. And I also wanted it to look like that fur on his nose was coming down just over that, the black area that would be shiny. So I do come in just above that area and add on some fine white, well, the creamy coloured hair strokes as well. I then moved on to the scar area again, and I'm using that creamy white just to really highlight that scar in and make sure it's really popping. That's his main feature in my eye, so I wanted to make sure that really stood out. Now in a second you'll see me cover over all that paint that I just done at the top of his head because I wasn't really happy with it. So I went in and top coated this nail using a matte top coat and cured it in the lamp. And I'm now coming in with some black acrylic just to do those areas where I'm not happy. This section that I'm working on here, because of the head obviously being on the nail, I found there was a big dip in the nail there and I didn't want it to have a dip, so that's why I've came in with this acrylic just to make it like more even, instead of having that big dip there, and I felt this looked a lot better. I'm also doing that just underneath his chin with that acrylic as well. So as you can see, when I'm doing these bits of acrylic around about the mane, I'm not doing it tidily. I'm trying to leave it so that it's got little dips and dents all over the place to make it look like it's his mane. And then I'll also come in inside those ears with a little bit of the black acrylic as well. So once I'm finished with that black acrylic, I do come in again with my paints, so you can obviously miss that step out if you don't want to do that, or come in with your black acrylic before even starting the paints. But I wanted to leave it in just to show you that even like doing these sort of things can go wrong, so just go with it and do what you feel is better for your design. As I said, this is what I felt looked better, so I'm just coming back in again with those paints and just adding little random bits and some of those dips and dents that I created just to make it stand out more. And once I was finished with the paints, I allowed it time to dry, and then I went over with my matte top coat again and popped it in the lamp to cure. And then this was scarf finished. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this, guys, and thank you very much for taking the time to do so, and I shall see you in the next video. So bye for now.